Shameless.
United in the Europa League, Europa League. Let me tell them one
What's
time.
going on,
and we
people?
say
Welcome
Europa
to
League.
United View and welcome to the road trip for Man United against Real Betis. It's bounce back time. Do you know what? I'm almost already sick of using the term bounce back, but because of the nature of the defeat in the last game, etc., you're forced to use that term because it is back to business. Actually, there you go, back to business. Let's get back to business,
Different
man.
bees.
All the different B's, yeah. Forget bounce back and all that. Let's get back to business because that's what it's about for Man United this evening, man. We've got to bounce back. We've got to get back to business, and we have to win this game because at the end of the day, we need to prove that it was a blip on Sunday. And you know what? Everything's been lost because of what happened on Sunday. Everything's been lost in terms of what this game actually is. Remember, we beat Barcelona to get to this stage. Do you know what I'm saying? And I know that game felt like this guy's not even looking. He's gonna get run over. I know that felt like it should have been in the Champions League, or it felt like it was the latter stages of the Europa League, if anything. You know, it came in at a time where we felt like we shouldn't even have to play that playoff game, which it was. But it was still Barcelona, and it still raised our momentum. And obviously, what happened on Sunday hurts, and obviously, what happened on Sunday can make it difficult for us to remember that. But now, you know, it's time for the next game, and it is that night. This is another competition. No, this is not the Premier League. We've got that on Sunday against Southampton, and we'll think about that then. This is about trying to win another trophy. This is about going to the next stage and trying to put ourselves in a position where we've got one foot in the next round. You know, obviously we can't mug off Betis. They're a decent team, and they're going to come to play. Like I said in the preview in the preview yesterday. By the words that Mancini was saying and Joaquin, you know, they're a team that's come to play. They don't care that it's Man United. They don't care that we've just lost 7-0 or they might get a backlash. They've come to play their game. And that's what we need to do. And this is what I keep reminding ourselves of, right? Whether it's rival fans, yeah, but more particular us, what we have to remember. We're still on course. We are still on course to we're still on course to overachieve this season. Let's not forget that. That's the key. We're still on course to overachieve. And by overachieving, I mean getting in the top 4 and getting, you know, even one trophy you might have thought was an overachievement. But okay, the run that Man United had, you look at it and say we were stabilised and we should have been winning them games. But we still did it. But an overachievement would be, you know, if I said to everyone before the season started, we can get 2 cups, even 3, you know, and top 4, I would have laughed because of how bad we were. So yeah, I will put it as an overachievement. Not for Manchester United Football Club in its existence of where we should be, but in terms of where we were compared to where we thought we was going to be. We're still on course for an overachievement. And that is what is so important to remember, you know. I think the players need to remember that as well. And we also need to remember, after every setback we've had this season, even though this is in a different competition now, and it isn't directly back in the Premier League to bounce back, but after every setback, we've always bounced back. They're the positives I'm thinking about. I'm not going to let what happened on Sunday derail us. Now, don't get me wrong, if we don't put in a good performance and don't win the game, and it was very lethargic and we draw or we don't win, of course, you're going to start to get nervous. But the easiest way to start undoing those nerves and all of those things that happened is to just get back to business and win today. And then, you know, then roll on Sunday, win on Sunday, etc., and so on and so forth. Team-wise, like I said yesterday, you've got to go strong. Some people were saying, actually, I was looking at some of the comments, and some people were suggesting that no, Flex, like, after how bad Luke Shaw and Anthony were in particular, obviously there was a lot spoken about Bruno. Some people were suggesting that maybe, you know, Luke Shaw deserves to be on the bench for this game. You know, Anthony deserves to be dropped for that performance, etc. You know, if we're going by that, you know, again, you got to apply it to everyone. Varane deserved to be dropped by that performance. Casemiro deserved to be dropped by that performance. Everybody played poorly. Bruno deserves to be dropped by that performance. And I just don't think Erik ten Hag will go that way. Obviously, he came out and spoke about how important Bruno Fernandes is, and he's still the vice captain, etc. So I don't think there'll be any change there in terms of him not starting. But what will be interesting, in the interest of what you guys said, which was some of you were suggesting about Luke Shaw and Anthony, it will be interesting to see how much Ten Hag does change that, you know, the strongest 11, if you will, which does consist of Anthony when he's fit, which does consist of Luke Shaw when he's fit. which obviously consists of Bruno. Will he make a change in the wide areas? Is it time for Weghorst to sit out? And I'm not picking him out as one of the worst, because actually in the first half against Liverpool he was quite good. But is it time to maybe switch that up and put Bruno in the 10, Rashford up front, bring in a Garnacho to freshen things up, start a Jadon Sancho on the left or the right to freshen things up? I don't know. I just can't see him messing with the right-hand side, only because whenever we've done that, well, not messing with it, when Anthony was injured, he put Bruno out. Well, we tried Rashford, it didn't work against Leeds. I always think back to that game where we drew 2-2 against Leeds. Started Rashford on the right, it didn't work. Then Garnacho went out to the right, it didn't work. Then Pellistri came on, kind of worked-ish. And then since then, it's been Bruno on the right, ever since that day, whenever there's no width in Anthony. So if he needs to drop Anthony for whatever reason, or he wants to rest it up, I just can't see him playing Jadon Sancho on the right. And he definitely ain't going to play Garnacho on the right. So, you know, we can highlight bad performances and say that players should come out. You know, some people saying about Bruno, there's been a lot made about that. Oh, who's you dropping him for then? Who? Because when he doesn't play, who can match the level that Bruno does give us when he's playing well? You can talk about bringing in players, but who? You know, he's been part of, like Eric Ten Hag said, part of the reason why Man United have been doing well. So for me, I think Eric Ten Hag is loyal to that. I think Eric Ten Hag also remembers that in a lot of the good stuff we've done to get Man United into a position where we've even beat Barcelona over 2 legs, where we're facing Betis, has been the likes of the stronger players. You know, Anthony come off the bench against Barcelona, got the winner. Obviously, he was injured before that. So we trust him. I think Ten Hag should, personally, put out as strongest team as possible, which is pretty much who played against Liverpool, and challenge them. Say, I'm expecting a reaction from you. We're at home, you know? Show these fans that, you know, Sunday was just a blip and we can put it behind us. Because if we win and win comfortably, we can start to... The road to redemption is there. You know, there was one game. So winning today is all that matters. And look, if we don't win comfortably, it's kind of like it was so bad on Sunday. It's like, I need to see 3-0. I need to see 3-0, no questions asked. I need to basically get this tie done in the first leg. But also we need to be careful that we don't fall into that trap of not remembering that it is a 2-legged game. You know, of course, like when we played Forest away from home, when we won the first leg 3-0, it made it a lot easier coming back home. But at the same time, this is a 2-legged tie, and we don't need to be silly with what we're doing. You know, there's no away goals. You know, and we need to remember that it's a 2-legged game. So, look, put the strongest team out, Eric. Show that the boys can bounce back. That's what I'm on. I think they're going to bounce back. I'm saying go strong and bounce back. Smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Remember to keep the guys on the Match View company. Got Paolo there, DJ, Haley will be there, and Steph. Make sure you keep those guys company on the Match View. And we'll have reaction for you outside of Old Trafford, of course, and we'll see what happens in the aftermath. Obviously, me and Josh will be in the press box. We'll see if we can catch up with any of the players after the game. Obviously, with what happened after Sunday, the willingness for players to talk, it might change, I don't know, but obviously off the back of a good result, hopefully against Betis, we'll see who we can catch up with. So yeah, smash the like on the video and we'll see you after the game. Come on.